What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Chicken Bone Alley, brought to you by SRI Performance, Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, Earl Ramey Racing Engines, and Profab Headers and Exhaust. What's going on, guys? I'm David, and Will. Connor will be here with me in a minute. Nah, he's on the way. He'll be walking in any minute now. So what's going on, guys? Kale said I'm lonely. I mean, I guess right now, Kale, it is what it is, you know. Nah, it's good. We're like I said, Connor's on the way. He'll be here any minute now. I just want to go ahead and get started here, get rolling with the show. So everybody that's out there tonight, checking us out on Facebook and YouTube. Guys, what's going on? Let's see. Kale said call him real quick. Let's call Kale real quick. He wants to jump on. We'll talk to him for just a minute here because we got another guest coming up. Let's see. There we go. Kale Maben on the phone. What's up, man?
Not much, man. I was just joking. I mean, you're by yourself, so I was like, I'll just.
I know, man. I know. Just chilling here by myself. What you been up to? You got that race car about ready, man?
We're working on it. We haven't got it fully ready yet, but we're working on it. This last weekend, we went to Cincinnati, and one of our buddies, Cliff Baird, helped us clip Levi's car. So we got it clipped. So now it's starting tomorrow. We're going to start putting it back together. So getting closer on both of them.
Cool. I just saw y'all series there. There's Connor. Connor's here. What's up, man?
What's up, Connor?
Oh, I forgot to unmute him. Oh, there we go.
Leave you muted.
Well, cool, man.
Up,
I saw y'all series. Said they was getting ready to put out a schedule.
Yeah.
One of them that y'all typically run up there, Levi's defending champion, so he's got to run it again, though. Hollow Valley Legend Car Series there. So y'all ready for it here in 2024?
Yeah, we're going to be ready. We're going to be better prepared this year than we've ever been. But we got a couple new tracks we're going to this year, so we're getting ready to roll.
Sweet. Venturing out other than around home, going anywhere, coming down south, whatever.
We're going to Indiana, Lawrenceburg, Indiana. So
nice.
And then we're going to another track in Ohio called Skyline Speedway.
Nice.
So.
I like it. I like it a lot. So what's new for 2024 with you guys? Any new sponsors or anything coming on board with y'all?
Not yet, but we're still working on a couple things. The one of the newest things, which Levi talked about when he was on your show, him having the MT-09 now, and he hasn't even got to test it, run it, or anything. So we're ready for a test day so he can get out there and break it in, and then get ready for the first race.
Yeah, for sure. You still going with FZ this year?
Yeah, I'll have FZ this year.
I got you.
A different one, but
still.
I blew mine up at Florence. That's
Yeah.
Florence Speedway, not y'all's Florence, the one in Kentucky.
The other one.
The other one.
the dirt
Florence
one.
Motor Speedway, right?
That's right.
Yeah, the pier is just Florence Speedway.
Yeah.
But,
Cool, man. Well, we appreciate you jumping on anytime.
Yeah, man, I was just trying to fill that void till Connor got there, but sounds like your buddy's there. He said I
wasn't a good host by myself.
Oh, really?
I mean,
when?
essentially.
No.
All right, man. Well, we appreciate you jumping on anytime, man. You know that.
I'll be watching. Y'all have a good day.
All right, brother. Take it easy.
All right.
Bye. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Kale Maben jumping on with us. Connor, what's up with you?
Not a whole lot. Rushing home from soccer. It was the first official day of practice instead of conditioning, so we had a lot to do. But glad I made it. Sorry to keep you waiting.
You're fine. You're 100% fine. I think I said on here I got a new job and stuff, so it puts me actually a lot later getting here than I used to.
Yeah.
So it's not really behind much. I think about 6:30 is gonna be our new norm with the podcast anyway. So
Sounds good.
so it might work out a little better for both of us.
Yeah. Get a little time both ways for us.
Yeah. So no, like I said, it was perfectly fine. I texted Connor earlier. I said I probably should have texted you this earlier, but you gonna be able to make it today?
I plan on making it the whole time. I was typing up my message as soon as you texted me. Actually,
That's fun.
telling you I was going to be a little bit late, but
No, it bees that way.
Yep.
sometimes.
Yep.
So college classes. No, you wasn't here last week.
Yeah.
You said you had a bunch to do.
yeah, it got
you,
to happen.
they kicking your tail. Or
Not
they,
really. Just you know
just a
how
lot
it
of
is.
stuff?
There's they always seem to have a day where you have a bunch of stuff to do. So just a lot of work. But it's an 8-week class, so it's very condensed. So it's a busy 8 weeks, but we already almost halfway. So it's not too bad. Just good amount of work.
Seems like you just went back to school.
Yeah.
Already talking about halfway already. God.
Yep.
Sweet. Other than that, school rolling along.
Yeah.
A few classes you got.
Mm-hmm. We went with one of my friend and his family to the Carolina game Tuesday. Actually,
Nice.
got to watch it pull the big upset and all. So that was
Nice.
a big thing for this week.
Sweet. So how's your how's soccer team? I know it's first practice and
Yeah,
all, but how you feeling about the team this year?
I think we're gonna be pretty good. We still got a couple guys playing basketball that aren't out there yet, but we should be good. I think got a lot of high hopes for them.
Sweet. I like it. Cool, man. Well, we're actually going to go straight in to go to the phone here because we got another guest going to talk to us a little while that got picked up a few wins over the weekend himself. So let's go to the phone. All right. Pause this second. Let me get... There we go. Oh. There we go. I think
Whose ride's that over there?
that is Jackson's ride over there. He,
Oh, that's cool. Like
I think it's 4-wheel
Like
drive and everything.
a better Power Wheels almost.
It is. That's exactly what it is. He's too big for like just regular Power Wheels. So, but we found those, and I mean they kind of make them, for kids that, need something bigger than just Power Wheels.
Yeah.
And that thing's got like a little radio on it.
Little springs on it.
That's why I said we could take them off, put them on the.
You got your legend car painted and all?
It is sanded over there.
Sanded?
It keeps on raining every time we try to.
It has been a rainy winter.
Oh, where'd it go? Okay, here we go.
Hello.
Tucker, what's up, buddy?
How are you?
Good, man. It's David with Chicken Bone Alley here. Connor's over here with me.
Well, that's good.
Cool, man.
Just doing homework.
I hear you there, man. I hear you there. Cool. Well, we'll get rolling with it here if you're good with it, and we'll hit the record button.
All right, well, I'm ready.
All righty, here we go.
All right.
3, 2, 1. All right, ladies and gentlemen, on the phone here after picking up a couple wins here over the past weekend, Mr. Tucker Anderson. Tucker, what's going on, man?
Nothing, just trying to catch up homework from missing 3 or 4 days of school from East Bay, so just trying to get everything caught up.
Hey, school comes first. School got to come first. Got to get them
Papa
grades.
said we got to make good grades to keep racing, so that's what we got to do.
What grade you in?
11th.
11th. Sweet.
Yep.
Sweet. So, you got the regular old classes down there going right now, or you got some of them fun classes?
Well, right now I'm on history because I got all my English done, but I just gotta get history done. I should be good. And then I've just got welding class, and that's it, really.
There you go, welding. That's what I'm talking about. That's the fun stuff. History,
Oh, yeah,
I was
that's
never
right.
history. I was never my strong
Really?
suit for some reason.
That's always mine.
Really, you like history?
Oh, yeah.
I just
Yeah, not a big fan of it. Just me. I wish I could take welding off 4 blocks, but
be in there working on race car parts all day.
yeah. My 4th block is kind of like a work-based block or whatever,
I got
and
you.
you actually get out of school at 12:45, and then I get to go work on a race car. Get out of school early, so it works out pretty good.
Nice. I like it.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, Tucker, I want you to, if you will, buddy, since we hadn't really got into it yet, I want you to kind of introduce yourself, tell everybody who you are, and tell everybody what you do and all that good stuff.
Well, my name's Tucker Anderson, and I live in Blairsville, Georgia, and I race 602, 604s, and limited weight models, just about everywhere in the South.
Especially East Bay this past weekend because he was able to go down there and pick up 2 wins in the Crate Racing USA late models and 3 top 10s out of it. So, I mean, it was a good weekend all around for you, man.
Yeah, it was a really good weekend. We was really good Thursday, Friday, but then Thursday and Friday races a little bit shorter, and you could, the racetrack was still a bit fast, and I kind of struggled when it slowed down there, and I wish we just, I don't know, I just kind of struggled. I was really good early in the race, but I just struggled the last 20 laps, but I guess I just learned a lot because I ain't never really raced in their long races, but.
I got you there. All right, well, let's back up. Let's go to the real fun nights there for you. Tell us about how the car was when you when you got down there and got hot laps, qualifying, all that good stuff. How'd your Thursday start off?
Well, Thursday practice night was Wednesday. So last year we didn't get to go to practice night, but this year probably I'll make sure we got to go to practice night on Wednesday. And it was actually, I think it was like 6th quick or 7th quick out of like 60 something cars that actually showed up or had transponders on. So I think there's actually more cars there, but it was on like 63 or 64 cars that had transponders on. It was like 7. So we knew it was pretty good going into the Thursday. And, actually in qualifying, like if you talk to everybody, like East Bay, you just feel awful. Like in qualifying, I felt like I was last. Like I felt like, you just felt like you was dead last. But well, they come over to the race saver, and they told me to go to the trailer to get tire samples because everybody likes to prep down there. So I was not ready to go get, I was just like, oh, really? But the qualifying went good. Then we started on a polar, I think the 3rd feature, and I led the first lap. Then a guy from New York got around me. I thought that was pretty cool, racing with a guy from New York. I thought that was different, but so I started on the pole and I led the first lap, and I got passed by 2 or 3. I was actually on a 4th at one point, and I was like, golly, I was kind of like, we wanted to get something going. We had caution, and I passed back for 3rd, and so I got back 3rd, and the guy on the restart picked the top, and I was really good on that bottom. I could restart better than just about anybody, but then I got by the leader, and I just kind of got to making my laps, and I got my groove, and we just kind of just slowly checked out there and got lucky, I guess.
Hey, they ain't getting lucky, man. You check out. There ain't no luck with that. That's hard work there. I mean, that's driving, man. And East Bay, everybody knows that track, and it's kind of a cool track. It's a very cool track to watch racing at. It's not that.
Yes.
It's definitely not the easiest track to get around.
No, it really isn't. Like it's so much goes in that deal. Like nobody realizes around it's like every day. Like if you don't wash tires, like it's like a 10th and a half. Like the tires being clean there, just everything's just such a big deal, and no one realizes you gotta put new tires on every day to be good. Like putting a left front on, you gotta put a new left front on. You gotta have brand new set of tires on every time you're out on the racetrack. It's a lot of work, and I mean I ain't complaining. I'm just saying it's just it's more you just. It's not like a weekly race. You just go race Friday night and you wash stuff and you just it's just different than what we're used to.
That's right. Everybody talks about, especially when we, watch the super late models down there. They always talk about the track changing with the tide. Did that seem to affect y'all any?
Yes, it did a big deal. So I got the 3rd feature, and the tide come in a little bit later, actually. That's what said on our phone. And early in the race, it was kind of like bottom dominant, and I guess that tire come in that top 3 or 1 and 2 just like it just lit up, you know. They don't affect 3 and 4 as much as it does 1 and 2. That 1 and 2, like it just like you just hold it wide open through there, then you just had to slow back down 3 and 4 a little bit. But that Thursday night, you could really tell it changing.
Sweet. That's what I like about watching that track is it doesn't matter what cars are on it, if it's the crates or if it's the supers or whatever. You can tell, you know, you see it in the middle of the race, you know, all of a sudden the track kind of, it can go from the bottom and then all of a sudden go straight to the top or go from the top back to the bottom.
Yes.
And as a driver, you really got to be on that.
Yes, and you got to rolling under caution. Like you just got to like, if it starts blowing chromes, then that's when you got to start worrying about your tires a little bit. Because if it starts blowing, that knows it's going to start tearing tires up. But if it ain't blowing, you'll be all right. But you just got to pay a lot of attention to where you're at on the racetrack because that's a big deal. Like if you leave that middle, like if you like enter into one and you lead through the middle, you're going to get passed on both sides. It's just either got to make it really wide or you got to just leave at the bottom and just kind of like roll that bottom. You know, it's just a lot harder than everybody thinks it is because I lost 2 races in there when I run a 602 there 2 years ago, and I just learned that, you know, you just got to make it really wide and just got to be very, very particular where you're at on the racetrack.
I got you. All right, so you figured it out a little bit there on Thursday night. So rolling into Friday, how'd you feel about it?
Thursday, I was so happy I won a race, you know. I couldn't really believe it, to be honest with you, and everybody told me I could do it, and I just kept, Friday night come around, and our goal was to run top 3 to lock in for Saturday night, and actually done better than that. So we started off so we don't get no hot laps down there, so
I got you.
we just went straight to qualifying, and the same deal. You felt awful in qualifying, and there you are, top of the board, and you're like, dang, again, you know. Like you just feel awful going around that place, and you're just tight, can't steer, and you're just like, okay, and they call for tire samples. You're like, all right, good deal. Then it was the first feature, and this thing was just wide open the whole time, and you really just had to make sure that you're in defense mode more than offense because you just wide open. You know, I wish we could have raced a little bit later in the night, but we could have kind of prepared myself for Saturday night.
Well, okay. So going into that, you picked up win number 2 of the week, and you know we can end right there if you want to. That's all we want to talk about. but you know, there was Saturday night, and it was still a good run, still a really good run considering how that week it goes and how everybody qualifies to get in this race. Man, a solid top 10. Tell us about your Saturday.
So Saturday was, I feel like I feel like I could have won a race at one point. I just walked around and just, you didn't know if you needed a 21 or a 55 because, that racetrack wasn't blowing. And, I got going there about lap 20. I was running third, and, I just kind of cruising at a caution, I think that winger picked the top, and so it put me on the bottom. I couldn't restart, and there wasn't nothing to restart with down there, and you had to go there and kind of like get on the brakes real hard and enter the bottom, and I couldn't steer down there. But, then I got shuffled back to 4th and 5th, and I started back getting going about lap 30. My hard tire kind of fired back up, and I was running 4th, and I had another one of them restarts, and got put on the bottom with, I think, on lap, 39, and I couldn't never get back going after that.
That's what's crazy about it sometimes is so dependent on just where you get started at, after a restart. Cause like you said, after if a harder tire you could have run the whole run, you liable to be right back up there.
Like that Kyle Hardy, he put a soft tire on. I don't think if he had that caution, I was about to pass him,
Yeah.
And me, I think me, Will Rowan, I think 4 or 5 of us put hard tires on that Millwood. I'm hard tire guys about to fire up and go, and we had that caution and just like drop us and just killed us, But I was still happy with our weekend. I just wish we could have ran a little bit better on Saturday, and I think we could have stuffed the right rear a little bit more, and we could have been better. But just haven't raced in there much in a crate car, or it's just experience.
Oh yeah, for sure. And as they say, that's racing.
Yeah.
But you just mentioned like some names out there. You're a young guy. coming up through the ranks per se. You know, you got guys like Tyler Millwood, who that you just mentioned, and others out there that are typically, you know, have been super guys for quite a while, but they drop back down and run races like this. And man, when you can get there and run beside those guys, how's that make you feel?
You know, whenever I started running 602, just racing, you know, it just makes you feel pretty good after you raced a lot. You know, you can race with them guys, like they ain't gonna run you over. Like you're just real comfortable with them, and you know, it just makes you feel good when you beat them too.
That's right.
Because when you was little, just watching them.
That's right. That's right. Well, man, you know, I ask Connor a lot in here about, you know, school and all that, and you know, I know how he's always been one to work hard at school, then go work hard at the racetrack on the weekend. And I know how I was, and I probably was not the greatest example of that. So when I was younger, man, how is it for you trying to schedule everything out and go run these races like that when you still got school to worry about, man?
You know, it's kind of, I mean, it's hard. It's hard because I miss a lot of days, and you come back to school. Like I ain't been to school since Tuesday of last week, and you know, it's like you just come back and everything, like they're on a whole like history. Like we're on a whole different unit. You know, you just got to catch back up. Just then, like the day, Papa told me to get all my schoolwork done, so I didn't go to the shop, and I have everything to wash tomorrow, tires, truck, trailer. I mean, I've got a lot of stuff to do tomorrow, and you just kind of got to just see. I ain't gonna get to race this weekend because I ain't gonna have nothing ready, but you just got to have everything lined up, ready to go. Is my biggest deal. Just trying to have everything ready.
Yeah, that's what you gotta do, man.
Going prepared is the biggest thing ever. Like I went to a race this year and I wasn't even prepared, and it just made you look like a fool. I learned my lesson. Being prepared is the biggest thing ever.
Yeah, it did.
Like you just if you don't go prepared, it's just like you're just there goofing is what you call it. That's what I call it.
That's right. That's right. Well, real quick, we didn't go back on it on first. You know, tell us real quick how old you were when you got your start racing. What did you start racing?
So when I first started racing, I started racing when I was about 10 and a half. My papa got me a 4-cylinder. It's like a MSA car or a pony car, whatever you want to call it. It's a rear wheel drive pony car or 4-cylinder car.
Yeah.
And I got that when I was 10 and a half, and I raced that till I was 12. And I finally got me a 602 car, and I started running that Charger class for about 2 years, and then I ran it about a half a year. I ran Charger for about a half a year. And I was about 13 and a half. I got 602s. I ran 602s until I was about 14 and got 604s. And I ran a little bit of Super last year. Then I ran some limited races this year a lot. I ran limited races last year in Super.
Well, where you talk about going to run Supers and limiteds and the 604s, man, at your age and your experience doing it, what can you say far as what do you feel like is your biggest difference that you have to adjust to from the say the 604 to the Super?
It's just everything happens a lot quicker. You just got to be like everything's just a lot quicker. You just got to be ready. You know what I mean? I don't like a limited motor to like if you like. I got one of these topless motors, and they're like a mini super motor, is what I call it. It's just got everything, but it ain't got a still like it's just got a still block. Everything's the same. Got drive sump systems. You just gotta be. You know, it's just everything happens a lot quicker, and you just gotta adjust a lot more. There's a lot more maintenance and a lot more stuff like that.
I got you. Cool. Well, what's up? What's coming up next for you, and what's your season looking like?
I might go to that Southern Raceway next. I want to go to Alltech this week, but I don't know. I don't think that's gonna happen because I ain't got tires ready, and I just, you know, I had to work today to get ready to leave. I think Thursday to go down there, but I think I'm gonna go to that Southern Raceway to finish the winter deal out.
I got you.
I ain't made it to Volusia, but I think I might go run it, or I might go to Sweetwater and run their 604 race. I don't know yet.
There you go.
I'm gonna run a lot of limited races this year. My goal.
I hear you there. Well, cool. Well, man, tell everybody who all you got to thank to help you out on that car.
I'd like to thank my papa with Vincent Sims Constructions in Beaver Dam. Trucking, Coleman Farms Racing, Richard Austin, Ray Cook, Jamie, NPM Marketing, just everybody that helps. You know, it just makes it. It's just a lot of help goes into it.
For sure. And just as you mentioned, our good friend Tanya over at MPM Marketing, she, man, kind of tell everybody, you know, I try to tell everybody, you know, what I know every week about how she can help everybody in their quest, I guess we'll say, to reach the top of racing. But man, just tell everybody what all kind of help can Tanya and MPM Marketing give you.
Dude, no one like she just like I call her my agent mom because she just it's every little thing just point me in the right direction and just I just had a talk, you know, just little things and she helps me with big things, you know, she's awesome. You can't ask for no better help.
That's for sure. So if anybody out there, like we always say, is looking to improve their racing, the biggest way to start that is with a good marketing partner, and the best you can do out there is MPM Marketing, www.marketwithmpm.com. Well, cool, man. Tucker, I appreciate you coming on with us, buddy, and hanging out. And, man, best of luck next race out there, and we definitely be pulling for you, man.
All right, thank you, man.
All right, appreciate it.
All right, see ya.
All right, everybody, Mr. Tucker Anderson there on the phone with us. Going 2 for 3 down at East Bay.
Good weekend.
That's a good weekend. That's a real good weekend.
Sounds like a go-kart running, you know, different classes and everything.
I like it. I
Oh, yeah.
like it. That's what's, and I think, I don't know. I've always, when I, you know, running go-karts like I did when I was younger, you know, we had the same go-kart essentially. We added weight pretty
Oh, yeah.
much. It was the same thing. We had some restricted classes. We had whatever. And when I moved up, I guess because I was kind of like you, I was more in the asphalt world. You know, I thought pretty much every class was a different car, you know, after you moved up.
Mm-hmm.
Then when I got into dirt later in life, you know, watching it, and it's like, man, it's kind of the same deal as go-karts. You kind of run the same. I mean, obviously there's little other stuff, but yeah, different motor, same car, maybe different shocks. That's what I've always thought was cool about it, because I've literally seen guys run super late model, take the same car, put a crate motor in it, and swap the shocks on it, and go run a big crate race, which you'll probably see a lot of it happening down at Golden Isle at the end of the year, because they have $100,000 to win crate race coming up down there. So
No, it's big dogs.
yeah, yeah. So cool. So again, appreciate Tucker Anderson coming on, hanging out with us here for a little while, courtesy of MPM Marketing today. I texted Tanya this morning. I said, "Hey, you think Tucker would like to jump on?" She said, "I'll make it happen." So
Good deal.
so cool. Well, Connor, we there's gonna be some NASCAR racing this weekend.
Yep. Yes.
I guess
right.
we'll probably should talk about a little bit of dirt race. Did you watch any of the racing night Golden Isle this past week?
No, I watched a lot of the Daytona 24.
That's what I was fixated.
I like the IMSA stuff. Yeah.
That's what I was wondering. I was kind of going back and forth between the two.
Yeah.
Real quick, while we're on dirt, real quick, let's I tell you the highlight. They had a bunch of rain. They did race Thursday night. Lucas Oil got raced. I'm trying to remember who. Damn, I just forgot. Oh, anybody knows? Let me know. I forgot who won on Thursday. But the highlight was, to me, well, Saturday night, as it always is. It's $25,000 win, Saturday night show. Rain was coming. They were trying to rush the show along. And they ran, but they didn't get to rework the track really. So track rubbered up on the bottom and locked down on the bottom. I mean, it was
Kind of what happened to the Chili Bowl, wasn't it?
exactly. Same exact thing. I mean, it's just, I got it. I understood it. I mean,
Yeah.
they were trying to rush it along to beat the rain because they had fought the rain all week. For 3 days they've been fighting rain, so it was like, let's just get this race run. Now, kudos to them for, that's right, Hudson O'Neal won on Thursday. Thank you. I mean, not Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. He won on Thursday. Rained out Friday. And all right, well, started off. Ricky Thornton Jr. on Saturday jumped out to the lead. Ran a little while. He passed Mike Marlar. Marlar ran behind him. They come up on some lap traffic. It was a 60-lap race. And they came up on some lap traffic, and they kind of just rode there a little while. Well, and I think both of them are kind of on the same strategy. It's like, all right, let's just ride, and we'll jump back in it here in a little while. Well, Jonathan Davenport was catching them. Well, Davenport was not under that mentality at all. So when he got to Marlar, Marlar was like, I got to go. So he dives under Ricky Thornton Jr. When he did, he kind of doored Ricky Thornton Jr. and kind of pushed them both up the track and whatever. Well, Jonathan Davenport passes both of them. Ricky Thornton Jr. falls back in behind, but when he falls back in behind on the backstretch, he tags the bumper of Davenport. I don't think it was necessarily meaning to. It's just kind of a little more of like a misjudgment more than anything. And Davenport got sideways, did not spin it out, maintained the lead. RTJ backed off, kind of let him have the spot. Well, they raced a few more laps, just kind of clicked off laps. Being that the track was locked down on the bottom, the only way you were going to pass somebody was just
Moving them.
dive bomb.
Yeah.
I mean, you had to pretty much throw it in there, throw a door to him. Well, that's what he did. I mean, he had the faster car, and he knew if he was going to win it, he just had to dive it in there. And, I mean, he didn't really – Davenport said he kind of took the whole left side of my car off. Well, he didn't really. He kind of got in there, and I would say probably Ricky Thornton's door almost got to Davenport's left front. I mean, so it wasn't even like a –
Yeah, he just wasn't like a full body slam.
No, it really, and I mean, he fell in behind him. Ended up, Chris Madden passed Davenport. They had another, actually, Chris Madden passed both of them, and the caution came out as soon as he did, and they go back to the last completed lap. Ricky Thornton was out front. So if it wouldn't be for that, I think Chris Madden would have won it because he was catching him, but he just locked down, didn't have enough time. But anyway, so end up Ricky Thornton Jr. won, but he was probably more mad in Victory Lane than I've ever seen anybody because Davenport kind of come up after the checker, doored him, and Mike Marlar did the same thing. And well, why he was mad though was because last year when he done that to somebody, they disqualified him. And they didn't do it to those guys.
Yes.
I don't know. I just don't think at Victory Lane I'm gonna be mad.
Yeah.
I just won $25,000.
Bad there, yeah.
I'd just be like, "See you, thank you." Sorry about your luck. I don't know. What's your what?
Yeah, I know.
Just hearing that.
I need to go back and watch it and see.
But just hearing that,
I don't know.
what is it? What is the etiquette you say? I mean, on something like that. I know we don't race.
Yeah,
dirt too much.
25,000 probably isn't a whole lot. I mean, it's a lot, but shoot,
Yeah.
they probably race with that 20 times a year.
But
at least.
yeah, pretty much.
But
I
I don't know. I mean, if it's locked down like that, there's not much you can do really.
no,
And
my thing.
I know you, especially if you the faster car, you know, and he kind of slipped by the front two, messing with each other. So I don't know. I'd probably be mad either way.
Oh, I would
But-
too.
Sounds like just hard racing.
To me, that's exactly what it looked like. It looked like they were racing hard, and that was the only way you were going to be able to race at all. Because because there was a few times people tried the outside, and they were just like, they'd lose two or three places just going to the outside, and just, I don't know. I mean, I get being upset about it, but what can you do?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just like the Chili Bowl this year. I mean, wasn't nothing you could do.
Yeah.
I mean,
Track not helping you that much.
at least late model, you can kind of throw a door to somebody
so
and you don't flip.
Start flipping.
So anyway, so you watched 24. I watched some of it, like I said, but I didn't watch a ton of it. What you think about it?
It's a good race. I love that kind of racing, the endurance. That Le Mans. I know Le Mans is FIA or whatever, but it's just cool. I love those prototype cars. They just look and sound so cool and everything. It was a pretty good race. A little bit more attrition this year than usually. They kind of
Early.
got nowhere. Yeah, both of it earlier through the night.
Yeah.
There was a lot of wrecks and mechanical failures, which is kind of gotten away from that. But it's pretty cool. They had a caution there about 30, 40 minutes left because what was it, a Porsche or a BMW caught on fire coming out of pit road?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and so and the Penske Porsche prototype car beat the Cadillac out of pit road, and they raced for the last 30 minutes, and he held them off. Going through traffic. It's a pretty good race.
That's crazy. In 24 hours of racing, you didn't get any more gap on the guy than
Oh
that.
no, yeah,
I mean, and I've seen it many years where, one car
yeah.
be the only one.
yeah.
The next car be 3 or 4 laps
Yeah,
behind.
that's how the
them.
GT class was. One
Yeah.
of them was,
But that's insane to me. And I've seen it come down a few times like that to the last lap.
last year the LMP2s had a photo finish.
Yeah.
That's just crazy. But yeah, it's pretty great. It was a good race. There's a lot of fuel strategy in it that you don't realize. They all talk about that, but pretty cool.
I was watching. I do like it on the side of their cars how they have the counter
Yeah.
for the
What
pit
position you're
stop.
in
Well,
and
that and
everything.
the pit
Yeah.
stops. Yeah, because they were counting how many seconds.
You have to have 40 seconds. Of
40
fuel or
seconds of
something.
fuel
Yeah, it was
to for a full run.
yeah.
Yeah, I do like some aspects about it. It's more fan friendly, I guess.
Yeah.
It's in some aspects of it like that.
It's just cool. I like seeing that. I like the GTs, I like the Corvettes and everything. They had a Mustang out there for the first time. This
I do
year,
like the
which is
fact
cool.
that it looks more like
Yeah, it looks like
cars
Yeah.
that you can go buy,
Yeah.
and a lot of them you can.
Oh yeah, Ferraris and McLarens and everything.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Our friend Chad McCumbee, he was racing
Yeah, they had
on.
They were racing all week. They had the
Yeah.
the IMSA Pilot Challenge with the GT4s and stuff.
Yeah.
So I actually watched some of that too.
He was in the Mustang, didn't have too great, but their team ended up winning their class in the Mazda
Yeah.
and
That-
finished first and
that's-
second.
The
Actually.
Mazda races are
Dude,
one of
them
the
things
best.
were
You watch
insane.
them things, man.
I was watching it, my buddy, one of Chad's spotters, but one of our friends, Brian, he was spotting for one. He was telling me, he said, dude, I was more nervous than I've ever been spotting. He says,
especially you spotting them down the back straightaway where they're
yeah.
about like a cup race, nose to tail. And
I think
all.
he said, and he showed me, I think they came from 9th on the last lap, finished second.
Really.
Yeah, well, I mean, there was
There was calamity.
it was calamity.
Well,
but
I just loved. I turned it on. It was about 10 minutes or so, and all the rear bumpers were hanging off. You don't see that. You knew they were bumping, and it was just funny because every car in that group, the bumper was hanging off.
he was showing me. I think he said in the draft they were running like 27 miles an hour faster
bet,
in the
yeah.
draft.
Four
they
cylinders. I mean, great day.
Could, I said, God, them things are bricks going through there apparently.
Yeah.
So,
Good weekend there to
Yeah,
get
it
us ready
was.
for NASCAR coming up.
did you see the safety vehicle? Not the pace car.
I saw a
but the
video of
safety
it get towed off. I didn't never see what happened to it.
Well, what I gathered, what somebody was telling me, was it come out of the. Actually, there was a prototype. I think it was did the exact same thing or something. think it was prototype. Come out of the bus stop and kind of got loose on going back to the right before they had to turn.
That
left.
happened early on in the race.
And when it happened, it just went nose first into the wall.
It's about like that's kind of like IndyCar a couple years ago. They
Yeah.
tore up one at Detroit where it came off the corner and just
Yeah.
lost it,
Yeah.
KO'd the wall. But man,
They sent 2 people to the hospital. I hope
I
they're
bet.
okay.
I mean, sometimes those cars, the safety cars are getting it.
Well, I was-
they try to keep those tires hot.
Yeah,
on the cars,
they-
the actual race cars.
They were talking about their safety cars actually run, whereas NASCAR
This pace-
65
yeah.
60, 70 mile an hour most, but those are running like 100, 110.
Oh yeah, you watch it, Formula One, IndyCar, all the road racing series. They got
I'm
a
like,
Corvette or something out there usually leading them.
you better have a good driver in there
yeah,
doing it.
yeah, there's full time jobs of safety car driver.
Exactly.
Pretty cool, but
Exactly.
I saw it getting towed off. I didn't know what.
It demolished it.
Oh, I
that's
saw
for
the
sure.
front end was bad beat up on it. That's a bad insurance thing to file there.
How do you do that?
We use it as a base car now. It's correct.
I got an issue. Oh, cool. All right, everybody. Want to thank our good friends over at SRI Performance. They're back with us for 2024. Guys, head over to SRI Performance. Get everything you need. We got some racing starting up here real soon. Obviously, some of the dirt stuff is already going hot and heavy. Asphalt stuff starting back up here very shortly. So head over there for anything you need race related. Like I always say, they're a Walmart for racing. They're your one-stop shop for all things racing. www.SRI Performance. Put in promo code CBONE10 at time of checkout. That's C as in
Chicken.
BONE 10. Get yourself 10% off the time of checkout there. Same deal over at Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, guys. They got every material you need to build a car, build roll cages, build, your painted aluminum sheets, everything y'all need. Make them cars look good, be structurally sound, all that good stuff. Head over to Stock Car Steel and Aluminum. Also, our good friends ProFab Headers and Exhaust. They're also back on for 2024 here. We sure appreciate them. They guys. Actually, Jordan Taylor, what car he was driving?
He was an
Acura. Yeah,
for his family's team.
that's right. And they have ProFab headers on that car. So it, that's why I try to say, guys, I don't care what form of motorsports you're looking at on TV every week. There's a car running up front, ProFab headers. So go get you some ProFab headers, guys. Not only do they look and sound great, but their slogan is they are quality that wins. And that is because they are. they are top of the line. So head over there, talk to our friend Andy over there at ProFab headers, and get yourself set today. Put a set on these good old Earl Ramey racing engines. Call our buddy Earl. He, like we were talking about, like Tucker was talking about there a minute ago, he runs everything, anywhere from crates to supers. And I can tell you what, Earl Ramey can help you out on every crate, super, limited, everything in between. I've seen plenty of motors come out there, plenty of horsepower. So y'all head over to Earl Ramey Racing Engines and get yourself some horsepower today. All right. Well, I guess it's coming up here. We got some NASCAR racing back this weekend at the Coliseum, the LA Coliseum. Before we get into the, what we think is going to happen in the race, what do you think about this race in general now? This be what, third year of it?
Third year at the Coliseum.
Do you think it's a staple to stay, or do you think it's run its course, or you think maybe it's got a couple more years?
I think it's run its course. I don't hate it. I see a lot of people hating it. I don't hate it. I thought it's pretty cool still to see NASCAR racing inside the Coliseum and all. I thought it was good. I enjoy it. I just think it's, it has run its course. So I'd like to see it back at Daytona now. But I don't know. I still think it's still cool to me. I still like, and the racing's, it's been okay, I guess, but it's something different. I don't think there's a bigger market out there as they try to make it, but I don't know. I'd like to see it back on Saturday or Speed Weeks or something before Daytona.
I would too. The historian of NASCAR. No, I'm not a historian of NASCAR by no means, but just the nostalgia of it, I would love to have it back at Daytona. But in saying that, I don't know. I have not seen figures of what that has to cost to put that asphalt down, walls, take it up, just the man hours, the asphalt itself, the everything that goes around that. It can't be cheap.
No. Same thing I said of Bristol Dirt.
Yeah. The only thing that had Bristol Dirt was they were having multiple races.
Yeah. Which I did see the one thing I like. They are running the NASCAR Mexico Series there.
Yes.
I like to see some other stuff run around there.
Yes, me too. And we're going to get to some other stuff that they are running there. But in saying that, if we're okay with building that or putting that in a Coliseum or a stadium type, why don't we move it around if that's what they want?
Yeah.
Um,
You put some other iconic stadiums around there. You can.
yeah, I mean, just think. I don't know the logistics, but I don't know exactly what kind of room it takes, but it's got to be similar sized. Just think, we could go put them indoors at the wherever the Cowboys play.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. Would they work indoors?
I don't know. Well,
Or the fumes and
well,
sounds.
we got something to get at for that
Yeah.
they've announced. I'm just saying, just spitballing, you know.
Oh, yeah.
But I know the time of year you got to go somewhere, you know, decently warm or
Yeah.
enough to. But I just feel like if that's the case and you want to do that and bring it to different markets, I just think you could bring it to different markets.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think they should, if they want to make it something where it moves every year or whatever. Cool. But yeah,
I've been
I
wanting
think the
that.
Coliseum has run its course at that race at that place, but I wish they wouldn't try to be so stupid with it. I think
I know.
it wouldn't be hated on as much as it is, but
I've been wanting that for a couple of years. I want there to be some race. I don't care if it's the All-Star race. I don't care. But I want it to be this particular race. Just move somewhere different that's not necessarily a cup track every year.
Yeah.
I've wanted that. And I don't know. I feel like that's something they can do it with, obviously. I mean, if you can run in that tight of space,
oh yeah,
I feel like you can make it happen.
you make it happen. It might not be great racing, but hey,
So
put them in something.
So, like we are just saying, before we get into the actual race, they are also debuting out there this weekend, just kind of an exhibition, I think, single car, electric EV.
Yeah, I've heard. I've been reading up on that a little bit. There's some kind of electric car that still makes noise. You know,
Yeah.
some of them are
yeah.
real quiet. But some of them they say are loud or louder than
Really?
There's an article out there. It's about a type of electric that still makes some noise and all. So I'm curious to see what it'll do.
I am too. I did read something though that they're already kind of saying though that electric might not be their way, but they're looking into hydrogen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that and hybrid and everything.
Yeah.
I'll say put them in electric cars and run them in the Cowboy Stadium. I mean, this isn't a race of matches.
No.
It's just a spectacle, you know.
Exactly.
I don't care.
That's how I am too. I mean, if we're gonna, bring it back, bring it back to Daytona and run like you said, run the Busch Clash. But even in saying that, in the latter years of it running at Daytona,
It lost a ton of its luster.
well, they let too many people in.
That and they had the last 2 or 3 years they had like big pileups and
Yeah.
everybody totaled a car in the Clash.
Well, it was never. It got to where they were bringing a car just for that race because it used to be years ago was we're gonna try to run. That's basically gonna be a practice for us. We're gonna run the same car
Yeah.
and we're gonna try to run throughout the week. Might change motor, but it was basically gonna be a practice for the car. Well, it got to where they were just bringing a expendable car apparently because they were destroying cars out there. And I think a bunch of people were scared they were going to get somebody hurt over a race that meant
Yeah.
essentially nothing.
Daytona's always a little bit higher risk and all, but yeah, I don't know what the answer is. It's almost kind of the same thing with All-Star race. What do you do to make it special again? But
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how this one goes. I hope it's a good race though. I hope they find a way to put on a show.
I feel like All-Star race back at.
I think it should be since Charlotte races a lot better now with the new
I
car.
don't disagree, but I feel like there might be some better racing this year with
Hopefully.
North Wilkesboro. I hope
I hope they can figure it out.
Larson figured it out.
Honestly, let them run the Xfinity car. Xfinity cars always put on a
Yeah.
good show at short tracks, but
Well, the whole deal was transmissions now, and that was a bad thing. Speaking of, I mean, I heard that they went all the way back out of Phoenix for a test. Like, I don't know, it was like 3 weeks after the finale.
yeah.
Went all the way back out there, and they were going to test mufflers again. There was a few different things they were going to test, and then they were going to test a different transaxle, not transmission, but a transaxle to try to eliminate shifting, but they scratched that, so it was going to take too long. I was like,
Yeah.
really? The one you could have tested mufflers over here. I don't think
Oh,
I'd have
yeah.
went all the way to Phoenix to test a muffler.
Yeah, I know. I wish I could get the cars race good on 1.5 miles now, but it's killed the other stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't either. I feel like they got to get, because I even think, in my opinion, the race at the Coliseum would be a little bit better race if you eliminated shifting somehow.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing now is it's just like Martinsville. You can run up on somebody if you can get to them, get them loose. They just grab another gear and pull it out.
Yeah.
So, I just feel like that shifting is hurting, and I did hear though, and it made sense to me. Denny Hamlin talked about it, and Denny Hamlin, I ain't gonna lie to nobody, he kind of gets on my nerves sometimes talking, but dude is very smart when it comes to a race car. They were talking about it, and him and Dale Jr. actually were talking about it, and they were asking, talking about why. Junior was like, man, they just need to try it. He was like, yeah, but this is the problem. He said, they've limited us back basically with the horsepower and the package you go to now. Those cars are only turning like 8,500 RPMs now. He said, if you limit it to, if you figure out a
gear ratio,
ratio,
I
it's
do
going
know
to drop
what
it
you're
all the
talking
way back to like 5,000 RPM in the corner.
You're gonna be
He said you're still
bogged
going to be
down.
able to bog and just mat
Yeah.
it, and it's just going to be a train race.
I mean, it's just 5 gears versus 4.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
Pretty much what you're dealing with. But
So they're going to have to get RPM a lot higher than it is, essentially, somehow, to make that work. So I don't know. I get it.
yep, they got a lot of work to do, but we'll see. We'll see what they come up with.
For sure. All right, so going back to Coliseum, though. It's kind of been a toss-up
Oh yeah, it's just
last
random.
few years, with the heat racing and all that stuff. You got any kind of predictions about it? I don't.
Not really. I mean, I think there's really is no. I think it's just gonna be. There's no.
Who won it last year?
Last year was Truex, I believe.
Yes.
Yep.
Because he was horrible year before that,
Yeah.
and then was good.
My boy Kyle's he ran second 2 years ago and third last year. He's been pretty steady.
Yeah, he come from the back too
Yeah.
after he got spun out.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's no telling. I think you have to start the top 5. Really, I don't think many people are gonna be able to come up to the field. But
Well, it depends how.
unless they start tearing them up. But
That's
they,
what I was fixing.
They haven't really, because it's just I don't know. They'll run over each other, move each other out of the way, but there hasn't been really big pileups. But
No,
just hard to pass somebody because
Yeah.
there's somebody on your bumper too.
I was fixing to say I saw one. I remember one pass there. It was just one pass, one car passed another one, but the pass started about 5 cars back.
Just-
It was a domino effect.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da. Finally, one car just goes out of the way. And
Yeah.
One car passes. That was it. I was like, "Geez, seems like a lot to pass." So I don't know. I'm ready to watch it. I mean,
I wish they'd bring the trucks out there or something.
dude, I'm gonna tell you, and I've done it just on iRacing and stuff. Just I throw stuff at tracks
Oh, yeah.
like that all the time just to try it. I'll run a lot of people don't run the AI stuff at all, but I'll run an AI race on there because I know nobody's gonna get in a hosted race. But I'll try Legends cars or the most fun car I found on there myself though was a modified.
Oh yeah, they should. I mean, they're running modifieds at Bowman Gray. I'm sure.
Yes.
I'm sure if you're only gonna be on Astro TV, there'll be some. I don't know, other than it being so far away from modified Central, but
Yeah.
I
But-
don't know. I feel like you can find something to put out there that would want to run.
I feel like
4-cylinder or
too.
something.
A 4-cylinder probably put on a great race
Yeah.
out there. I feel like they could just put the Cup guys in 4-cylinder cars
Yeah,
out
that'd be
there.
a great
It'd be
show. Yeah.
great. just put a paint job on them, or wrap them just like their cars. It'd be a great race. I can see it now. A bunch of old Mustangs and Cavaliers and
I think it'd be fun. I wish whatever big series is out there, or whatever they want to run. Kind of like they did Bristol for a while, where a lot of local classes would run. Especially if you're gonna do all that work to pave it. But
use it. But they have to what is it, like
I'm
a
sure it'll be
day
up. Oh, yeah.
later or something like that? They had to have it for some other big event or like 2 days later. I mean, it's like they take it up in no time.
Oh yeah.
I was watching it they did a time lapse on it last year, I think it was, and dude, they scooped the asphalt up out of there and just it was gone in a day. It's like, geez, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Just do that. Cool. So I don't know. We'll see. All right, guys. I want to thank our good friends over at Fresh Chef. I talked to our good friend Mel Funk up there today, actually. Guys, if you are in the Race City area, please stop by Fresh Chef. I promise you, you will not be sorry that you did, because I'm gonna tell you what, some of the best food that you will find ever is great. So good. Just go check them out. Go check out. Tell me sent you if you're in the Mooresville, Cornelius, any of those areas. Go check them out. Also, Rev Max Racing, guys. Thank our good friends at Rev Max Racing for helping us out. But guys, if you're in the market to get you a new suit for the 2024 year, head over to Rev Max Racing. They can hook you up. Some of the best designs. Taylor does. She does some great work designing these suits, and you won't regret it. So head over to Rev Max Racing Apparel, guys. Also, Dixie Made. Talked to our good friend Brandon Sawyer the other day too. I've been talking to everybody for some reason. Head over to Dixie Made, guys, right here in Florence, South Carolina, right over by the flea market. You can get you some of the best apparel that everybody wants today. Simply Southern, Axis Waterfowl, Drake Waterfowl, Southern Fried Cotton. I think any other accessories, guys, girls, hats, sunglasses, coolers. Everybody likes coolers. Cups. Cups are the trend again for whatever reason. So y'all head over to Dixie Made right here in Florence, South Carolina. Y'all come on down. Check them out. All right. We got a little while before we got any racing coming up. We got the Icebreaker.
Yep.
Florence.
2 weeks or so.
2 weeks away. Gonna have some big names racing in that.
Yep.
This guy named Dale Earnhardt Jr. He said he's gonna race in it.
Oh yeah, he's about a regular now, ain't he?
He all the big races come around Florence. He is. I like it. I hadn't really seen who else as far as
Kind of the usual crowd so far.
Normal
what I've
crowd so
seen.
far. But there's always some that come up. Like last year, Jeb Burton
Oh yeah.
all of a sudden got in, which is kind of cool because it's it's everybody's week between the Coliseum and Daytona. So I think that Icebreaker, that date, is kind of becoming a staple between the two now.
Oh yeah.
See, we used to have on that Sunday afternoon always was qualifying, and that's moved now, and everything's moved around. So we needed something that weekend, and Steve Zacharias and his team over there at Florence Motor Speedway, I think, have come up to kind of fill that void there. Speaking of racing, though, all right, you weren't here last week to talk about it, so I figured I'd throw you under the bus now and talk about it. We had a rules meeting at Dillon Motor Speedway.
You make an appearance.
I did. And I still don't really know everything that's going to happen, by no means. But all right, we talked about it the weeks before that. Florence Motor Speedway in the Charger division went back to 1.5-inch sway bar in the front, but the biggest thing was 4-inch ride height. Ron over at Dillon Motor Speedway said he was not going to do that.
So essentially staying the same for him?
That's what it sounded like. It sounded like we're kind of just going as he is, other than the only thing that did happen. And they talked about it a lot over there, so I'm not throwing, because like we said over there many, many times, or me and Connor have said right here, I guess they probably gonna call this the Little Ricky rule. I mean, I hate it, but Little Ricky, they were able to take his car, enter it in the Challenger division and the late model division, and go out there and win pretty much both races. A big topic of discussion out there was how that just was not a good look, that somebody could bring a late model, essentially, or what it looked like to the fans was, oh, well, he took that late model and just dropped down to a lower class and just went and won. Granted, there are some changes that had to be made, but it was very minimal, obviously, changes that you could do in a few minutes. But so essentially what it sounded like was the rule was going to be that one car can only run in one class.
Yeah.
If you want to bring multiple cars, you can run in as many classes you want. But just sounded like basically it was going to be one car, one class. I don't know. What you think?
Yeah, I guess that's kind of what you had to do. There's no way to make a rule, car this old can't run because there's so many cars that front clip's new, the rest
That's
the
what they were
intersection's
saying.
old and everything else. So that's pretty much, I guess, what you got to do. That's what you want to accomplish.
Yeah. I felt like there were some tech ways to do it.
Yeah.
And I understood what they were saying. They were just saying, and I got it. Some people brought up some good points that this is what Florence is going to have to face. That they said it basically cost money to make one. They try to make it affordable, but it costs money to make one travel. When you get a 4-inch ride height, and this is true, when you see those guys racing that car still on the dirt.
Oh, yeah.
And what they're doing, they're just getting really tall springs, but they're still a softer spring, and just bringing that car down really low. But I was like, there's a way to fix that. If you want to bring back the ride height, mandate a height on the spring. I mean, it's really all you got to do.
Yeah.
Can't run as far as a big spring car. You can only run this high of a spring. A coilover car, you can only run this high of a spring. I mean, seems like a logical way to fix that.
It's hard to, I guess they feel it's easier to roll the thing up under it and check the ride height, but
it is. I mean, I don't know. I get both sides. I still feel like, and I told a lot of people told Ron this there, and I appreciate everything he's doing over there, and he listened to everybody. But I still just feel like there needs to be some differences between the class.
Yeah.
He basically said that, or he did say, pretty much everybody. He said the Charger class at Florence is essentially my late model class, and I was like, no, no. I said, because I brought up, I said, no. I said, me and Connor both. I said, we pretty much run the same combination at Florence to here. I know my late model stock motor is almost identical as far as rules wise from one track to the other. I know the 604 was a little bit different.
Yep.
But that was just what, carburetor a little bit of weight.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's like I said, well, we could do it two ways. I said, either it puts more work on us and we can change it, change the whole front end up, week to week.
Yeah.
I said, or you figure out a setup to run basically like a 4-inch ride height on an 1.5-inch sway bar and figure it out for both tracks with that. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's,
I wish they could get together a little more, but
it make our lives easier. I know that.
I guess. But
I mean, we
one of the few running both, really, which is a shame being how close they are. But
well, that's another thing he was saying. He was like, "Well, I don't get much from Florence." I was like, "I think you could, though.
yeah,
I think you could." And I think Florence could get some from Dillon, if they just get together on this. And I know they talk, because he was talking about they talked the other day and was trying to figure out each other's schedule. That way they didn't race on top of each other.
which is good.
So they were working together on that. I'm like, well, We're together a little more.
Yeah.
Both of you. No, I mean, we appreciate both of them. We appreciate, Dillon Motor Speedway. We appreciate Florence Motor Speedway for giving us places to race. But I don't know. I guess that's the me looking out for me in it.
Yeah. Always.
That's how racers do,
Oh,
ain't
yeah,
it?
gotta be.
Cool. All right. What else we got?
Not a whole lot. Just kind of waiting around for some racing.
Yep. We do have us a table built
Really?
over there.
Coming along? Yeah.
It's coming along a little bit. Little by little, trying to get some stuff in line.
Yeah.
So we'll be in new studio here soon.
Good.
Here soon ish. I ain't promising
Yeah.
when.
Don't have a date.
You
but
never know. It could be next week. It could be a month from now. I don't know.
Either way, we'll be eagerly anticipating.
So who knows? I got our legend car sanded down. My dad's been working on that. If anybody wants to guess out there what color it's gonna be, I hadn't just said it out. There's a few people probably know. I told you, didn't I? Yeah. Different. I don't know.
Try it.
We'll see.
You got to pick it out. Not white or black, so yeah.
Not water black. Not water black. There will be some black on it.
Yeah.
I'll give that. But it's not white or black at all, or red, red, which is unusual for me. I like red on a lot of things.
Oh, yeah.
This one ain't gonna have much red on it, if any. So, kind of not really. All right, guys. Well, anyway, we sure appreciate y'all hanging out with us. Appreciate Tucker Anderson coming on with us tonight. Congratulations to him again. Thank you, Kel Mabin, for jumping on there for a few minutes. Best of luck to him this season. Thank you to Tanya over at MPM for lining up Tucker for coming on with us tonight. All of our good sponsors that we just mentioned, we appreciate every one of them. So y'all go check them out. But anyway, I reckon y'all go check out some racing at the stadium this weekend. Oh, one more thing real quick. And I threw one up the other night. If anybody's on Dirt Draft, I know you probably don't get on Dirt Draft, do you?
No.
It's kind of like a little fantasy thing. It's race by race fantasy. You can win prizes on there. Not nothing crazy. But I'm gonna try to start putting up when I'm able to. I'm not gonna promise every race. So y'all just check out our Facebook page. It's where we get the most interaction at. Check out our Facebook. I'm gonna be throwing up some. I did one the other night. Only had a couple people jump in. I did it kind of last minute. But I'm gonna try to host our own little fantasy thing in some of the Dirt Draft stuff this year. Like I said, when I'm able to. Not promising every race, but when I'm able to, I'll throw some in there. We'll probably get back up another NASCAR fantasy, probably again this year. It was all right for a little while. I don't know. I changed phones, and I wasn't able to even get on my NASCAR.
Might
thing.
update it. Sometimes it's
I know.
weird like that.
Yeah, that's stupid. Modern technology at its finest. All right, guys. Well, appreciate y'all hanging out with us, and I reckon we will talk to y'all next time.
Later.
All right, boys and girls. Well, we appreciate y'all jumping on here with us, but I reckon we will talk to y'all next time.
Later.